What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another Hasbro Star Wars The Vintage Collection market update. I hope that everyone is doing well today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing, and to all my existing subscribers, thanks so much. Let's go ahead and dig right in. I've got quite a bit of items to go through here, and there were a couple of VC-19 Clone Commander Codys that sold here. The first one here is a foil example, unpunched obviously, and it looked to be in really great condition except for down here in the bottom right hand corner, and I think that's what held the price back a little bit. It sold for $102.50, but then a cleaner one also sold, and here's that one here. It's a little bit, you know, got a little wave to the card, one little slight scratch on the racetrack, but man, that is a gorgeous example of the Ultimate Galactic Hunt foil Clone Commander Cody. That one sold for $145 on free shipping. So that gives you a little price range there on two examples that are not quite perfect, but in pretty good shape overall. A number of different Commander Grease sold, and this is another one that's on my kind of want list that I'll probably never end up getting, because every time I start to get the itch for a TVC 1.0 figure that came out from 2010 to 2012, I never have any money. So here is a punched example, quite a bit of edge wear, as you can see on the card. That one sold for $130. And then here was an unpunched example, and this one was listed for $175. That one sold for $160. So this was a much better buy because it looked to be in really clean condition overall. US card back, really, really clean. When you compare it to this one that was punched and had quite a bit of edge wear for it, but sold for only $35 more. So that was a much better deal in my mind. And then here was a graded example. This was graded on the modern scale with AFA. And again, the modern scale goes from 1 to 10. And this was 8.5 on the modern scale. This one was listed for $300, and that sold for $250. So that gives you a nice range there, depending on how, you know, the condition and whether you want it punched or unpunched, graded, ungraded. But you know, everywhere from $130 to $160 for a really clean unpunched example that was ungraded, to $250 for a graded example. So really nice ones there. Here was an uncirculated 8.5 ARC Trooper Commander. This one sold for $225.99 on free shipping. That's a pretty good deal for an uncirculated 8.5. And I wanted to show you this one. This is VCP03, the rocket firing Fett. And this included the mailer box as well as an unpunched example. Brett on Fett, a fellow YouTuber, he was able to pick one of these up, exact same item that included the mailer box, and it looked to be really, really clean. He picked his up for $103, if memory serves. This one sold for $140. Great British pounds, or about 170 US dollars. So that gives you a couple of data points there for the rocket firing mail away Fett. And this one did sell. This was the UKG 90 grade example Dr. Aphra 3-pack that was an SDC exclusive. But what I liked about this one is that this is the multi-language European version, the Hasbro Europe version. And again, it was graded UKG 90%. It was listed for 135 pounds, and it sold for 125 Great British pounds. That's a really good deal for a high grade, and probably produced in less quantity than the US box. So that was a great find. Next up is the 501st Legion's ARC Trooper 3-pack, and this one looked extremely clean, just gorgeous example. That one sold for $200 plus $10.70 shipping. Now, if you remember, these had been kind of averaging $175-ish, so this one's creeping up just a little bit in price, but it might just be because the box was in pretty awesome condition. Here's a photo of the back of the card. I love this 3-pack. This is one of my favorites. It looks like it did have a scratch there in the lower right-hand corner on the back of the box, but overall, a very clean example. And again, that sold for about $210 after accounting for shipping. This was a great buy. I didn't see this one get listed. I might have bid on it, but again, money is tight right now because I've bought a bunch of vintage mint on cards lately with a number of after selling a number of items, both comics and some graded TVC. But this was a beautiful Ashley Eckstein autographed example of the TVC 1.0, and it was unpunched, and it says, "I am no Jedi," and then it has Ashley Eckstein signed, and it says Ahsoka Tano. She's got a very distinctive autograph, and this one was authenticated already by James Spence Authentication. It was listed for $599, and it sold for $550. And I've seen as low as about $350 to $400 for the signed example of the TVC 1.0, but I don't know, that one was really clean. You can see how clean it looked. just some very, very minor wear here and there, but that's a great pickup, whoever got that. And another item that has been creeping up in price is VC107, the Weequay, unpunched, and this seller had 3 of them. 2 of them have sold for $210 plus $10 shipping, so $220 now is the going rate apparently for Weequay, and wow, that's just a big, big number. But you know, it kind of been hovering around 150 to 175, but this seller did sell 2 of them, and they do look really, really clean in the photos. Another one that's continues to go up in price is VC115, the Darth Vader's Emperor Wrath, and that one was unpunched, and it looked extremely clean. This was the U.S. card back. Look how clean that one looks. I absolutely love this figure, but it just doesn't work out for me. Every time there's one for sale, I've got too much I want from TVC 1.0, and then I end up getting paralysis from analysis, and I never buy any of them. But this one sold for $180 plus $9 shipping. That is definitely up. I've seen as low as $115 for a really clean example. You know, usually, let's call it fair market value is $145-ish, $150. But this one did sell quite a bit higher. This one sold for about $190 after accounting for shipping. I got a few mint and seal box examples of the HasLab items. This one is the Katana, and it includes the shipper box. That one sold, and this one was over in Switzerland, so it might be a currency exchange thing, but this one sold for 2,800 Swiss francs, and that equates to about almost $3,000 US dollars plus shipping, and the shipping to the US would have been $532. So clearly this was most likely purchased by somebody over in the Europe or in the UK somewhere. Here was another one. This was the Razor Crest factory sealed in the shipper box. That sold for $700 plus $42 shipping. And then the original X-Wing fighter that I believe was a Toys R Us exclusive, that sold for $117. I saw a few other data points that were kind of a little bit higher. This one did have a crinkle down here in the lower lower left-hand corner of the box there, so that kept the price down a little bit. But I've seen as high as about 150, 125 seems to be the going rate still for that original issue Toys R Us exclusive X-Wing. Here was the VC150 Princess Leia Yavin gown. It was graded AFA 85. This is not the error card. The error card is VC164, which is, of course, Cara Dune's card back, but there are a few Princess Leia Yavins out there that are incorrectly labeled VC164. But this is the original issue, and this one sold for $82 plus $17 shipping. And then here's VC186 Boba Fett, AFA 85, and as this Boba Fett was labeled by AFA, this one has the chest plate sensor. So this is the updated mold that has the correct chest plate sensors. Again, it was graded 85, 85, 90 were the subscores. That one sold for $81 plus $17 shipping. And then we also had an AFA 80 Luke Skywalker Endor. This is the, I believe, a Walmart exclusive Luke Skywalker Endor. Again, it was only graded 80, but that still sold for $86 plus $17 shipping. And another one that continues to go up in price, or at least holds its value relative to past sales, is the Imperial Assault Tank Commander, not the driver. The Commander is the one that's going up in price. This is the Rogue One card back, and a really nice example there. That one sold for $140 with free shipping. So if you haven't gotten that one yet, like me, you're going to be paying big, big money for it. The Imperial Assault Tank Driver goes for a little bit less, kind of $65 to $85, but the Tank Commander is big boy money. Next up, this was a really good deal, I thought. This was the HasLab Razor Crest unpunched Off-World Jawa Arvala 7, and this one is the one that, again, was packed in with the Razor Crest. You can tell because it's got that egg in there, and it was unpunched. It looked really clean. I was trying to figure out why it sold so cheaply, and you know, the card was really straight, and the back of the card looked to be in pretty immaculate condition, but it only sold for $61 plus $10 shipping. That was a fantastic deal, whoever got that. Congratulations. Next up is another one that is really holding its value. That's Antok Merrick VC204, the pack-in for the Target exclusive Rogue One X-Wing fighter. That one sold for 85 pounds, or about 102 US dollars. And over here in the US, these have been selling for about 100 to as high as about $130 just for the Antok Merrick. Next up was a really interesting one. This is the Vintage Collection Target exclusive Droids Boba Fett, but this one was missing the Wookiee braids. So as you can see inside the package there, it's missing the Wookiee braids. The same thing happened to VC-186, the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, and that one got up to crazy money, like $400, $450, before it's kind of settled back down again to about $200 to $250. But this was, the reason the price held down so much, it sold for $150 on one bid, is because it did have a really bad crease on the back of the card, as you can see, highlighted by the seller, thankfully. A little bit of edge wear also at the bottom, but still, that still sold for $150 plus $6 shipping. And then finally, one of the holy grails for the vintage collection, this was the Death Star SDCC Revenge of the Jedi 2011 SDCC exclusive. Now, it had quite a bit of wear to the actual box, but it was listed as unopened. And as you can see, the tape is still around the box there, but very heavily damaged, the box was, but it still sold for $1,794 at auction. 7 bids. It just closed on August 7th, plus $127 shipping. So you're talking over $1,900 for this set, not in mint condition. So that just shows you how expensive this set is. I would love to know what Patreon subscriber or Patreon supporter Keith Guppy's got this set AFA graded, or excuse me, UKG graded. I believe it's a UKG 90. I have no idea what that is worth, but it's got to be big, big money. And I saw a picture of it, which I shared on the channel. It was displayed, opened, and then graded by UKG. That is a big, big box. But congratulations to Keith on that, because that continues to go up in value. Anyway, that's all I really had for this video. Thanks so much for watching. And again, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing, and I'll be back soon.